This is a heating system for the King's Room, and frankly, best left alone. However, if you are in a situation where a group have arrived unexpectedly and they are saying, we want the heating to be on in the King's Room, the first option that you've got is just to put your finger continuously on this button and wait, and the system will respond to that and go up, and you won't need to change any of the dials here. So that is your first option. Your second option is actually, you can see the dials here where I turn to auto, and there are 4 of them, 4 dials turn to auto. If you turned all of those to hand, the heating system would come on and would stay on, and would stay on forever if you didn't turn it off or turn it back. But that is a way to turn the system on immediately. Now, it's heating a very large room and has various equipment to try and help it to do that. So when we set a time for the heating to come on in the King's Room, the system will calculate, based on the temperature of the room inside and the temperature of the air outside, how long it's going to take to hit that heat for, say, 9 o'clock on a Sunday, and then it will start when it needs to. So any time that you set on the timer here, you are setting it so the room will be warm at that time, not when the heating will go on. And that just needs to be borne in mind, really. So set the time for when you wish the room to be warm and ready, rather than when you want it to start. The heating system is relatively straightforward. So you need to have this in the display, and you can see that it's set to go on from 6 p.m. to 7:30, which would be Girls' Brigade normally. And then you can see you've got 2 other options to heat if you wish, so you can have 3 separate times across the day, but they've been set 24 to 24 just so the heating will not come on at all, basically. So it's only going to come on for an hour and a half today, Monday, and you just use the red arrow keys there and the cursor, which is there, you can see. Move the cursor to where you need it to be and change the times to suit, and then move to the next day and the next day and the next day.
And how do you presumably turn it off during the after the winter, do you?
Yes, it's a good question. We do turn it off after the winter. That is our practice. There is a case to be made for having it on an hour a day every day, but then in the summer it won't come on anyway, because it'll calculate the heat, and it doesn't, and it obviously says, well, I don't need to be on, so I won't be on. We didn't have it on this year. We had it thoroughly serviced and fixed the previous year, and we didn't have a problem. It's not ideal for a boiler not to be used for 4, 5, 6 months at all, and then to come on again, but it is as it is, really. Generally, it's a fairly straightforward fix on getting it done. Another feature of this little place is the church wheelchair. Here it is. We do have only one. Here it is. We rarely need it, but it's there if we want it, and very often church members will ask to borrow it as a fairly frequent thing.